what does physicality or movement mean to you? Do you move your body to take control of your health? Do you move your body to connect with others? Does movement always have to be a means to an end? And if so, what end? You see, there's no right or wrong reason to move. But in my experience, most people don't think about why, ever. We're always so caught up in the what and the how and the when, and whether we like to admit it or not, for who. This last year I attended Return to the Source 2021, put on by Rafe Kelly and Evolve Move Play, way up in Bellingham, Washington. I've been to a lot of different retreats and camps and workshops, and this one was unique, to say the least. First and foremost, what's most unique of all is your lodgings. You stay at what has been fittingly titled the Shire. Rafe's mad architect of a father built these beautiful homes and structures, and the family just welcomes you in as if you're one of their own. And the setting is really important because a big component of Return to the Source is learning how to reconnect with nature. Throughout the 8 days of camp, we continually come back to this notion that our bodies and our nervous systems are far more intelligent than we like to give them credit. And sometimes we just need to get out of their way. And this is why the natural environment is so important. Because when you take movements and you start to name them and categorize them and put them on checklists, then you run the risk of sterilizing them. As we were warming up to do some parkour or natural movements in this really dope location, Rafe told this beautiful story of he was trying to teach a group of women to do some vaults over a log, and they were struggling. They were having a hard time committing. And so instead of continuing to push, he decided to change the context of it. And so what they did is they put on some music and they decided that they would dance in nature with this log. And sure enough, these women found ways of vaulting themselves. Rather than going through the step-by-step, place your foot here and your hand here and swing your leg through, they figured it out on their own because the context allowed them to get out of their head, get out of their own way. Whatever needed to come through at that time, just let it happen. And of course, once that story was over, we put on some music and we danced in this location, and it was so cool to see the individual and collaborative creativity that came out of everyone because of this really cool context that a lot of us have never played with before. Dancing and moving with nature. And this is where I really started to ponder this idea of meaning in movement. And what if there were an infinite number of life lessons to be learned just from moving our body? Like, how do we relate to ourselves or those around us, or fear, or creativity? Rafe is a deep well of very technical knowledge. And yet what I got from Return to the Source was more questions than answers. And I think these questions are far more productive for me as a person than any technical knowledge I could have got. So what does movement mean to me? I'm still figuring that out. And I expect I'll be figuring that out for the rest of my life because movement isn't a means to an end.